Oh, hello again. Just flabbergasted. I'm sorry it's been a couple of weeks since my last video, but I've got sort of various health problems and things which have not really given me a lot of time on to do any modelling really. And some of this stuff has taken several goes to sort of get nearly right anyway, which has left me with waiting sort of days to get anything done. Any real sort of progress. And in that time, I've gained another 100 subs, and I just can't believe that. I mean, my last video was thanking 200 people, and now there's 300 people, and it's quite incredible. But I'll try to describe what I've been doing to the El Camino. The black blob in the front is a supercharged late model Camaro engine, which I do intend fiddling around, trying to tidy up the front of it and fitting and adapting the radiator, which is that part, with a beam I'm making to sort of suit that. As you can see, that's all in early stages because I haven't really got round to the engine bay yet, and I will have to alter the tunnel in the body, but it will be in the next week or so. While that's sitting on there, I've as you can see, the tonneau cover's curling up a little bit. I took it off and attacked it with some cellulose thinner, which has given me a textured effect, a vinyl effect, and stipple it around with a hog's hair brush like this. And I had little puddles of thinner and was moving it around. Might be this brush, that's bloody hard. Yeah. Manipulating it around like that to get a texture, and then using my trusty riveting tool, I went round each area to add stitch detail with the rolling wheel of this, and I have stuck it back in there because I've got this jigged up. I've taken the blue glass out of an earlier, it's the AMT 1966 El Camino window glass option, and I've trimmed that down to now fit into this body. Got my glass in there. There's a bit of filling, let's lift that off, a little bit of filling around that lip to do, as the window glass nearly falls through. I haven't cut the windshield wipers off yet because I'm sure they're doing a bit to hold that in. So when I do that, I'm going to put a strip all the way across there to hold the windshield back a little bit, and then adjust that to fit properly when I come to build up the box for the scuttle. We call them over here, the area inside there where the windscreen wiper motor and linkage will be under a mesh screen. Pop that round there. See whether you can actually see any of the texture on that. I don't know whether the stitching will show up, it is actually just, but if you've got a riveting tool, it's just this one's by Trumpeter and comes with a selection of changeable wheels, and really I did just run it around, got a guide and ran it around several times. I think I've done 3. It will show up more when I paint it, because I'll put a darker wash into here to highlight the fact that it's there. Bit of a cheat. Around the other side, oh yeah, the door latch mechanism is all in here, and if I line it all up properly, yeah, get that to operate, please, Peter. Right back in there. I'm looking at the camera trying to see this button push, button back in, and that releases the, I'm whispering again, aren't I? Right. It is awkward because it will work better when the whole panel is fitted in. But that side there, you get the catch operating and ducking the tooth that holds the. This is still sort of the Mark 1, and if you can see there, I've actually thickened it up a little. Let's bring that up. Right, can that? Right. Oops, popped it right out there. Right, I've thickened it up there, but it's still only a single thickness down there, and really, I'll for the other side, and probably for this, I'll make up to this thickness. It's just in prototype, it's easier to work with actually thinner materials, just to sort of jig it all up. It just saves on effort on filing and that, but that's all working. It pivots on a pin there, which there we go. Right, there's some close-up action. Right, and that little triangle with the blue spot there is just a wedge I've popped in to hold that in line while I mess around with it. But basically, the inner panel is going to do a lot of the work as well, in guiding it and trapping it with a piece inside there to go along there. Nearly thus. I've got another bit of work to do and work out the cutaway there, but that will all line up. I'm using a longer pin than needed, and that will be shortened down to the pin I actually use in the finale. It's just because at the moment it's a lot easier to mess around with this in a sort of prototype stage. Well, it is a prototype. I've never made one before. Never tried to work out a door catch in miniature before. That's all going well. I've got my back to the door itself on the hinges. I've been playing around to get myself just a single pivot point. I've seen others that have mounted the hinge on the inside of a fender. Well, I've never actually seen that in reality, and I try to do models as close as reality as I can. So I've tried to find out where the actual pivot point on a El Camino is. I keep calling it a Camaro. On an El Camino, and then build up so as that pivot point is out there to be in line where it is. It should, I think, come out another sort of ½ mil really. This is the third time it's been on and off while I've adjusted it, and I've got my tubes mounted on the inner door panel as well, rather than on the outer door skin. And this isn't all going to work like this. Trying to, why the lettering and that on the camera always where you want to try and see, and I can't see bugger all. My glasses are falling off my nose. Get on there. I put it right there. No, I've missed. I've had this on and off, and thank you very much. Alright. And then the door skin will fix to the outside. Get out the door catch. That's all going to fall apart now, isn't it? Dog's going to start crying because I'm talking to myself. She thinks I'm going bananas. I'm going bananas and I've got no one else to talk to. It's all gone. Right. Is it anywhere near? No, balls. I give up. I have had it in line with all of this working in place to actually give me the tuckaway clearance there. It's not going all the way back because I'm holding it in place, but by actually putting the hinge where it should be in the real car, it gives you the tuckaway into the wing instead of going like out and around, which it doesn't do on this car. You know, the hinge point is down through there, and like I say, I think I could do with ½ mil, maybe, but it'll all hinge and clear. Hope you're getting off on this. Phew, maddening. So that was that. Oh yeah, next part was the Paradise by the dashboard light. I've had to make a key for this. It sits in one drill hole in the back and one little slot. There's a drill hole there and a slot on this side, so as it drops in that corner, I've made a triangular box which is stopped by a wider strip at the top. And my key's fallen out. I've lost my bloody key. And then it folds up in there. There is actually a tiny slot in there if I can pick the key up again. I've hammered this bit of wire flat and give it a little bit of a kink, and there's no way I can see it like this. I should have, oh yes I have. Oh, one key. I'll have to put a little curly bit on that and make a little Chevrolet key fob, I suppose. But that's an opening and closing glove box. I've done the same with the ashtray, but I've done that in aluminium at the moment. That's Johnny's looking after a bag of odd little bits. That's the aluminium ashtray there. This was a door I was working on, but I've ended up using the kit part because I've got it out relatively cleanly. And this recess there, the radiuses up there were getting to be quite a bit of a problem. So I've put that aside and gone with just the easy route. What else have I got in there? There are all the latches and catches off the doors are in there, all bagged up, and the quarter windows I've cut off. The little vent windows, to replace them I'll use styrene sheet when I come to fit the side windows in, of which there aren't any in the kit. You know, there aren't any side windows in this. It was windscreen and vent windows and the rear one. And I'll cut some styrene acetate vent windows and windows from here, which I'll have to clear a trough through there and then have the glass so that it just sits on where the hinge is, so as it looks slightly down. You know, that'll be 5mm off there, 5mm from the top. Well, you know, you could make it more if you just trim it, but sink a bit of glass down into the relevant panel. Don't know whether the vent windows will hinge yet or will just be made so as they're posed open. What else was that? I have sussed out how to do the bonnet catch, and I'll fit that much later in the day. There's still quite a bit of work to go on here. The bonnet, so I've got square channel holding the hinge pins on there instead of round tube, and I think I'll probably, with a piece of sheet, build up the inner framework a little bit. That's quite well done, but there's a nice ejector putt mark there. I might build it up, just give it a bit more enthusiasm. They've obviously thinned it down because of the thickness of the bonnet panel itself. Get back up there, you're meant to be at the other end. This is a bonnet hinge. If you notice there, I've made a little kink in that. There's a little Z there now. Made it a little easier to actually lower down. That's a small piece of angle at the end of my tube, as the actress said to the bishop. And that will support my bonnet hood. Up there is the Ranchero that I'll be going back to after this one, and that's going to be about it for today. Oh, I missed my exhaust pipes. I'm starting to make these out of the 55 Chevrolet, but I'll have them way back down there, coming out of just in front of the rear wheels. Zoom, zoom, get a bit of plumbing going on there to get from those to there. May even bung the cats on it, as it's not really going to drive. I don't know. So yeah, I'm going to wrap that up. There's some odder things to come. I've got a Coddington's thingy with a broken roof pillar, but I was lucky I've been able to repair that. So now all I've got to do is work out an interior. So that'll be another project on the go, along with turning one of these into a Ranchero. Guess what year that is. And doing something with a junk Ranchero that I bought the other day, as the wheels had fallen off. But I'm making my own, really, so it's interesting to compare the two. Got a thin junkyard. Right, that's it. Best wishes from jolly old England. Hope you're still here. And I'll be back with an update in a shorter period of time than a couple of weeks. Well, hopefully. Cheerio, ta-ta for now and all that. Bye.